Well, I want to welcome everybody today to another Constructus International webinar. Today we have Henry Goodrow from down south in the southeast part of our country, and Henry's going to talk about from struggle to success. Henry was born and raised in the construction business. His father was a successful contractor with an education in accounting. Henry spent his early years watching over his father's shoulders, learning by observing. Henry's education is in civil engineering and business. He has worked as a project manager, project engineer for many contractors on every conceivable type of construction, from residential homes to nuclear power plant construction. Nationally, Henry is known before a lot of different businesses, and he's been involved in a lot of business as a mentor to help them be very, very successful. He is the author of several self-study manuals for contractors, the book on how to market and sell your construction services like magic, another one that is titled 101 Powerful Tips for Jumpstarting Your Construction Business, and finally, the Contractor's Magical Marketing Tool Belt. Currently, Henry writes for over 12 construction trade magazines and newsletters each month. So I want to welcome Henry to our webinar today. And Henry, in talking to you and knowing and seeing your knowledge, I know these guys are going to be very anxious to hear what you have to say. So welcome to our webinar today.
Well, thank you very much for having me, and I am excited to be associated with Constructus and the ability that you people are presenting for my fellow contractors, and anything I can say that will help them, I hope that it does in big ways.
Great.
Today, if you'd like me to get started, I'll go right into it. Today, I'd like to talk a little bit about from struggle to success, because this is a common problem with contractors. And to get started, we need to answer some questions. Are you working long, hard hours? Basically, is your business consuming your life? Are you struggling to meet your financial responsibilities? It always seems that as soon as money comes in, there's not enough money to pay our bills. Are you feeling as though that business is just taking over your life? You really don't have a business, you have a job. Well, don't feel bad, you're not alone. Approximately 9 out of 10 contractors are experiencing the same problems, the same exact problems. And it has nothing to do with what type of contractor you are or how big or how small you are. Everyone suffers with the same problems. And we're going to take a little bit of an insight into that today, and hopefully I'll make you understand why you're experiencing these problems, but even more important, the things that you need to do in order to help yourself and help your business to grow to the levels that you really want to grow to. So we're going to start with another question. How did you get started? And that's a very good question. I can tell you how I got started. As Tom mentioned, I was born and raised in the construction business. My dad was a very successful contractor. My father had a degree in accounting. Now, any of you people who are around my age and can go back to the 50s and 60s and you're about 12 years old, your dad was a contractor, I can tell you right now how you spent your summers. Probably the same way that I did. And that was, son, you're getting old enough now, you're 12, 13 years old, it's time to go out and work in the business. And that's how I got started. I learned a little bit of the trade, but I also learned something else. I had the opportunity to look over my father's shoulders, so I was fortunate. I learned a little bit more than the average person learns. The question is, how did you get started? Did you learn a trade? Did someone teach you how to hammer the nails and pour the concrete or fix the air conditioning or fix the plumbing? Is that how you started in this business? In other words, you learned a trade. Or did you learn the technical aspect of contracting? In other words, maybe you went to college, you got a degree in construction management or civil engineering or architectural. Maybe you work for a contractor and he started teaching you project management or estimating. That is basically the technical aspect of contracting. So the question is, where did you learn it? Did you learn it out in the field or did you learn it in the office? Unfortunately, most contractors believe their construction skills will make the money for them. In other words, if I am the best carpenter in the world, I'm going to make buku bucks if I own my own business. The truth is, that's not the way it works. The result of that thinking is that contractors don't fail for a lack of good construction skills. Contractors fail for a lack of good business skills. And that is something that my dad taught me. He taught me something very simple, but it really means quite a lot. He said to me, you don't make your money in the construction side of the business. You make your money in the business side.